Hola, buenas.
Hola, ¿cómo estás?
¿Qué tal?
¿Ves?
Fenomenal.
Bien, bien.
Muy
Estaba,
bien.
estaba
Buenas
preguntando.
tardes, Pep Luis.
Buenas noches desde
Buenas
aquí.
noches, ya aquí.
Bueno, en
¿Dónde
tu caso, Pep
estás?
Luis, es casi de madrugada ya, ¿no?
Sí, ahora es 11:30, sí.
Ah,
Ahora camino a la medianoche.
oye,
Pues
una pregunta. Yo estoy viendo tu fondo de pantalla al revés, en formato espejo.
Ajá.
Alfonso, ¿tú cómo lo ves?
también al revés, sí, sí.
Por eso te digo que es que
Vaya,
es un poco raro.
ya. Se ha ido al revés. Ya sé, con el retorno. A
Si
ver,
quieres te ponemos también puedes ponerte el nuestro,
envíamelo pues.
el de Cidema. Espera, que te lo envío por ahí. Un segundo, dame. ¿Dónde está esto? ¿Dónde está? Oye, muchísimas gracias, por participar en esto.
Voy a
A
probar
ver,
esto,
¿dónde
¿eh?
está? Captura,
Vale.
apertura. Ah, fondo. Vale. A ver. En el... Te lo mando por el chat, ¿vale? A ver si te llega. No, no me deja mandar. Debe ser que...
Bueno, no te preocupes, no te preocupes.
Bueno, espera, voy a intentarlo.
Tampoco va a ser la última, ni la primera ni la última vez que nos pase, ¿eh?
Bueno,
A ver
ya, pero
ahora.
si lo podemos
A ver
hacer
ahora, ¿qué
mejor.
tal? ¿Qué tal ahora?
Ahora sí, ahora
Ahora
perfecto.
está bien, ahora está
Ahora lo
bien.
tienes.
Pues ya está.
Es que el
Ahora-
retorno a mí me lo da al revés, pero bueno, vosotros lo veis bien, en fin, por tanto, ya
Sí,
está.
sí, sí, sí. Lo importante es que lo veamos nosotros bien, pero sí, perfecto. Así ya,
si os parece,
estupendo.
como es la hora, vamos a comenzar.
Buenas
Ah,
tardes, buenas
buenas tardes,
tardes.
Marisol.
Hola Marisol.
¿Qué
Ah,
tal?
Buenas tardes también desde aquí.
Vamos a hacer la presentación en inglés, si os parece,
Perfecto.
puesto que esto está abierto en YouTube y nos pueden ver más personas. Dear colleagues, we are reaching the end of this edition of Cidema, and it's truly an honor for me to take the floor to close this Congress. Over these past days, we have had the opportunity to share knowledge, debate ideas, and open new avenues for international collaboration around the enormous impact that artificial intelligence is having and continually to have on the economy, business, public management, and a society as a whole. This has been intense, productive, and above all, inspiring section. Allow me to express my sincere gratitude to the organizing entities, Universidad Rey Juan Carlos, Universidad Nebrija, Institute for Future of Education, EGADE Business School, and Tecnológico de Monterrey. I would also like to acknowledge and thank the collaborating institutions whose contribution has been essential to the success of this edition. UBI Business School, Universidad Ana Geméndez, Porto Business School, Ketch Business School, Boxen University, and also Publicis. The present and active participation of all these institutions demonstrate the tremendous value of international cooperation in a field as dynamic as AI applied to economic and business. Of course, I would like to extend a special thanks to all the members of the organizing committee and the scientific committee and chairs of the tables. I can say without any doubt that Cidema has been a resounding success for the quality of the presentations, for the international diversity of the participants, for the depth and relevance of the discussions, and for the networks created, which I'm convinced will continue long after these sessions. This Congress reaffirms the importance of continuing to work together at the intersections of AI, technology, business, and economics, expanding boundaries and generating new knowledge with social impact. My wish and my invitation is that we continue progressing along this path, that Cidema keeps growing as a space for academic and business engagement, as an international forum for debate, and as a platform to project new ideas, new projects, and new collaborations. I'm certain that future editions will continue to raise the bar even higher, broadening the network of participating institutions, and consolidating a truly global ecosystem around AI. Before concluding, I would like to remind you that tomorrow, the 21st, we will celebrate the Business Day, which can be attended in person or followed via YouTube, and which will undoubtedly offer content of great interest for all participants. And now, to officially bring this the end to this edition, it's my honor to present Professor Dr. Pepe Luis Esteva at Boston University. He's widely recognized for his extensive contribution across blockchain, tokenomics, intelligent agents, and technology transfer. Professor Esteva will deliver the session, The Dawn of Agentic AI. Dear Professor, please join us.
Hello there. Hello, good night. Yeah, that's I have the opportunity here to talk about the trends on artificial intelligence, precisely the all this new phenomenon that is the agentic AI. So just brief words to introduce myself. As let me hide this a little bit. Yes, I'm at Boston University. I'm operating from India. I'm from Hyderabad, and I'm running the School of Technology with a number of areas of research. Precisely today, I'm talking about CITRIC, that's the Research on the Coalition of Intelligence and Agentic AI Transformation. So what is this about? We're talking about today about the dawn of agentic AI. Just to put in some perspective, then we'll go much more images on what I'm talking about. I started doing this research on intelligent agents working together, creating a new type of intelligence from the 90s. When yesterday, it was 33 years that I defended my PhD thesis on the subject precisely of the cooperation of several agents at a time with expert systems. So the things that all those years were building the principles of agency, of decentralized intelligence, but we didn't have the environment necessary for deploying all these concepts. The recent years, with the generative AI, with blockchain, and all this digital transformation that's happening from the 2000s, this created the conditions for developing the new artificial intelligence. We are going towards the general intelligence, the AGI. But the point is that instead of creating one big system based on generative AI that knows everything, the more and more is creating small models that are specialized in functions, or specialized in knowledge, and specialized in whatever is synergic. And the coordination of all these agents today is the reasonable option for whatever general AI system. So let's see what are we living? What are we living today? To understand AI and to understand why we are in generative AI, why we are in agentic AI, we need to understand that there's been a long process of digitization. In the example of music, for example, the music, we moved from the vinyl discs with analog music that in the 80s were transformed into CDs. There was a substitution of a digital support. And this was told that it was the future. There was massive migration of this information, this music, into bits. But it was not that massive improvement, but it created the conditions years later for this type of services. From the digitization was enabled the possibility of creating new services. So the music or the video or whatever content as streamers happened. So you see that the transformation is progressive, and every step creates the conditions for the next. What is happening then from the creation of these services? The more and more we have a massive migration of whatever is happening in our world into digital assets, into digital things that have value. For example, in the case of music, as an author, I can have royalties, and I want to make money, where I want to make a revenue out of these assets, these digital assets. So with this value management, new technologies came to the rescue, like blockchain. Blockchain was the source of trust, a way to start handling in a purely digital way all my digital assets. But again, I have a platform for managing my value, but as when I want to exploit my music all over the world, there are so many rules about ownership, about rules of about several type of royalties, if mechanical, if performative, if many others, that in all creates so much complexity that then you need AI, then you need flexible systems that are able to handle this. And again, if I want to make it exploit my music all over the world, and I want to have my own exploitation of all my own music, is the time when all this royalties management can be delegated to a number of services that are able to manage the recommender systems to detect who like my music, try to spot the markets where I can hit with at the lowest cost, and try to develop all the commercialization. So you see that naturally every step is preparing the next, and the next. What is happening is that we move from digital transformation. Now we are heading into the AI transformation, and the AI transformation is not just adopting large language models or large learning models or large generative AI, is by adopting these principles of agency, so that I can create specialized agents with small models that do very good specialized job, and altogether are like sort of companies, machines that are working on behalf of my digital assets. So that's the thing. That's the thing where we are living. There is announced that now, with the surprise of the generative AI, that it's about round the corner having the general artificial intelligence, like that the name is AGI. That's having a bigger system, big companies that are trying to build many computers, a lot of computing power, so that they can create the system that solves and knows everything. But it looks like against this giant, but against this Goliath that is being built, there is another approach, much more modest, but much more practical and much more pervasive. That is the agentic AI. That is sort of the next hype we're going to live in the next 5 years, next decade, before having the general AI, artificial intelligence. So what is this? This is that the
Sí,
same way.
Marisol, te iba a decir que mejor que apagaras la cámara porque se ve que estás como dando clase o algo. Y que entonces es un poco raro. ¿Vale? Venga, gracias.
Hello there. So the thing is that the point is, thank you for the advice. So the point is we have this, the same way you saw the examples that from music, one is digitized. Then
Albert,
I was adding
¿qué tal?
agents and components that were able to sell my music. It means that in the close future, what we'll see in the AI adoption is that companies will be creating small agents for sales, for marketing, for finances, for supply chain, for procurement, for funding, for whatever. All will be the process of digitization. Will be a number of agents working together, creating a digital firm completely online. So soon is something like in 5-10 years, CEOs or every one of the CTOs and any one of the specific corporates will be able to manage their own companies by prompting them. So that's a little bit the way we are heading. The collective intelligence will create companies that will be, or firms in English, on this type of English, that will be running autonomously on behalf of the owner, and this will be running on a global computer that is a blockchain as a source of trust, a source of value. That's the thing. So you see here a little bit where we're heading to. No? So we're heading to the way companies will adopt AI will be through agents, specialized agents for many areas, specialized in domains, powered by large models, learning models, and small models, specialized and running on completely online, autonomously, and hopefully this will be happening soon on a blockchain. That's what I represent here as a Ethereum virtual machine. So this is the things what are going, and this is what I call the town of agentic AI. So we are thinking that we're running only systems like ChatGPT in the chat mode, and no way. There will be always this will be only the window to give the command so that the number of agents will be running your company, whatever services, completely autonomously online. And that's a little bit the message. That's the thing I wanted to say. This is the end of the conference. I think it's better to be brief and give the pill. Of course, there is a lot of understanding, a lot of expectancies, a lot of Garner diagrams showing what is the future and in the adoption of these technologies. But I prefer just to be brief and tell you this, keep you this in mind. So the AI transformation will be going through developing specific agents that you will set up your own company by taking these pieces, combining these agents, and soon having these agents total autonomy to self-organize and manage the company on behalf of you. So, well, that's a little bit a sample of what we're doing in Citric in our research center on collision intelligence. And yes, we are. I'm glad to be here and make this closing session in this conference that is precisely about AI and about the future of AI for business. Thank you. Go there.
Thank you very much, Luis. It was really a pleasure to hear you.
Yeah, thank you.
In my mind comes a lot of questions about if this is real or is not a little bit of SV. But
Well,
if you have an example among, I mean, beyond citrus, I think your company is also doing that.
yes,
What is it? And you have
there,
another one
there,
example or something to
there are concrete
enlighten?
examples.
Yeah.
There are concrete examples. For example, making completely online insurance system. So that you what you do is create what is called a smart contract that is running on a blockchain and a number of services checking the contributions of a number of users that just make the deposit, and then whenever they did the claims, then there is all the automatic process for checking the evidences and checking the warranties and everything, and then apply the policies of this insurance that is completely automated. All the rules are already written, and then you have several agents that are checking specifically, screening the checking the facts and verifying that there's enough funds and making all the liquidity provisions so that this system always has funds available for whatever claims are happening. So this is an example, and this type of insurances is totally online systems that are working. I said, when you start, they're just is a machine of service. Other examples, when you do this agentic approach and you develop a wider scale, for example, for services, in this case, these are fintech services for invoice discounting, for example. Invoice discounting means that you as a company, you have a number of invoices, but as an alternative service for example, factoring that is centralized and is a bank that is guaranteeing with some how you call it, this liability, not a liability, amortization. I mean, when you give warranties, when you give some warranties on these invoices, typically what is called collateral, then you receive typically up to 80% of the amount of this invoice. So and then this is called factoring. When you develop this factoring with this self-automated systems, what you do is you upload only the invoices you want to find discount or this compensation, And the agents find other companies that are willing to accept this type of agreements, and the agents make what is called circuits. So it means that you can find 2, 3, 4, whatever number, typically about around 5, 6 companies around that make the circuit of compensations, make the agreements, write the contracts, settle down on the accountancy, what is the agreement, and then there is a common import, a common amount that is discounted, and that this result, that is the agreement of several agents on behalf of their companies, the result is as good as having the factoring service. Only that there is no payments involved. Just these 6 companies agrees to discount and to account in their balances that they have this this amount compensated. So less cash, less payments, less friction, less fees, less everything. And these are examples of this type of agreements, of course, or are done by a centralized system that does all the service, no? But for this, you need to have all invoices into a centralized system and this system makes all the agreements if the company subscribe. But otherwise, you have these other approaches that have more privacy. You only upload the whatever number of invoices, not all your invoice package, only those who want to be served. And in a decentralized way, these agents negotiate on your behalf and get these agreements. So this is an example of practical applications, very niche, but technology as said, the more and more now we have these models that let us open these niche applications to make it general. This adoption will be happening in the 5-10 years, and we will see this adoption. Yeah, it's not science fiction. It's happening. It's only a matter of scale. So we'll not see. Still, there are niche applications, and the most when the adoption of this AI is happening much more is in. First thing is in marketing, in sales, these type of things that we'll see many of these developments.
Do you think it would be also a regulatory problem? Because I don't know if the companies you're talking about are in India based or in Europe based, but I see some kind of regulatory problems if you have like this kind of negotiation that you were mentioning.
Well,
until what extent that could be legal?
Well, negotiation is always is a very business oriented activity. So it's a prerogative of companies, it's a prerogative of individuals. That only that is being automated with agents. So there's no limits. In fact, the system is deployed in Romania. And Romania is in
part of the
European
Union.
and yeah, not in the Euro. Perhaps I can't remember now, but it was in RONs at the time we developed. So,
Very interesting.
well, again, yes. When you're touching money, there are regulations, but there are so many things you can negotiate without money, and that's precisely the invoice discounting has money, but in the end, is an agreement that is settled in the books,
The blockchain.
and then on the blockchain for securing as a source of trust. But in the end, of course, every company is making los apuntes. I don't know now in English how it's said. Los apuntes
Notes, no?
In the ledgers, so that they then audit. The normal audits may happen, but the system is automated for the negotiation. Then everyone makes the accountancy.
The evidence.
At their own, following their own rules.
Well, let me add that. Oh, sorry.
Manuel, you're there. Yes.
What we are doing in Europe is whenever we build a smart contract, what we do is we sign a separate paper, normal, traditional contract that lawyers agree. And what it says basically is we agree in whatever the agent does.
Okay.
So this
it's kind of a delegation, yes?
Yeah, that covers the risks. Let me ask you, Peplu, it's very easy to recognize who has the benefits of an agent working and doing things well. Now the question is, what happens if an agent makes a mistake? What happens if an agent includes a convolutional neural network inside? It hallucinates and suddenly sends an invoice to somebody who doesn't exist, or transfers some money to an unknown user. What happens if there's an error? Who is responsible for that? And how do you, what are your ideas about identity, about responsibility, about giving a passport number to an agent or?
Well, we have already tools for that. Remember that that we have physical people, physical persons, and juridical persons. These figures exist. So, is who is the owner of this agent of this machine? The owner is a company, but then this is the responsible. The owner is a person, is a physical person. This is the responsible. So it's more about the owner of this system. So the system itself is just a tool. It's like, just to give you an image, it's like if you're the owner of a vending machine, and the vending machine happens sometimes they have some errors, like they don't deliver the product and they keep the money, or sometimes they give double product. So these are mistakes that go go on you, no? And everybody assumes, but the only thing that happens is that people start crashing or knocking at the vending machine when the machine is not delivering the product, no? And then when this is not happening, they call to the owner of the service who is providing that vending machine. So this the means to handle this exists. The only thing is that we have more sophisticated machines than a vending machine. Now with agents, we have much more sophisticated machines. Errors, all responsibility are for the owner, whatever is a company or a person.
Well, the question is, because today you can build an agent without any ownership. In fact, we do. I mean, I built several ones for marketing and sales purposes, and so
they are autonomous,
don't.
but one thing is they are autonomous, but ownership is another issue. We can define that they are always an owner of this company. That's why I was talking about agentic enterprise. So the thing is that this agent is, that's why I'm using the example of the vending machine, or every automated or in the automated toll counter, no, in the motorways. No? They are totally automated, but there's a company behind that is responsible. So there's not much difference. Perhaps in the future, when as it happens with the with the juridic persons, that you can have a company that owns another company that owns a third company that owns a series of companies. May happen that the first owner is whoever is the company, and then you have a series of agents that everyone owns the next. No, yes, this type of things, this sophistication for sure will happen in the future, but then in the end there is always as according to our way of managing things, there will be always our company or a physical person that will be the ultimate responsible of that.
Well, thank you very much, Pep, for being with us. I don't know if we have only 3 minutes for the closing, but it really was a pleasure. Alfonso, I don't know if you are still there. If not, let me just thanks again to you and to Woxen as our partner in this case, in this Cidema Congress, which is the second edition. So that today we are finishing at least the academic part of it. We have been 2 days with parallel sessions with different topics around AI from different perspective, educational perspective, marketing, sales, also sustainability. Well, it has been really, really very interesting to hear the different approaches from researchers. Some of them were novel, all of the others were already had a very strong career under them, but anyway has been really, really very, very interesting these 2 days. And with this wonderful end with your speech that put us like in a new, no? It's at least in my mind, and in a new step of completely autonomous firms. That is blowing my mind. So let's see what happens in the future. For everybody, all the panelists and the congresses that have been following us during these 2 days, it has been a terrible pleasure. And I hope that tomorrow you have the the opportunity to come to campus. It's a pity that Pep, you cannot come join us. Manuel, yes.
No,
He will be
I will
giving
take
a
the flight now in 5
yeah, but
minutes.
you can follow it through YouTube. We are going to be broadcasting the Congress, I mean the
All
Business
right.
Day through YouTube. So of course, you are more than invited to follow. To the rest of you, thank you again. We close this session, this Cidema Congress academic part today. Continuing tomorrow, and hopefully see you next year in the third session or in the third edition of this Cidema Congress. Thank you to everybody. Thank to all of you that you make it so easy for us. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. See you tomorrow.
Bye.
Good night.
Good night.
Yeah. See you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye bye.